Okay, welcome back to another video on the Maths channel. As your teacher, Mr. Lim here, and in this video, we're going to be looking at how to find unknown sides and unknown angles in right angle triangles. So, by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to do these three things. Explain what a trig ratio is, find unknown sides in right angle triangles, and find unknown angles in right angle triangles. So let's have a look at the first one. What is a trigonometric ratio? Well, if we were to split this word up, we've got tri, which means 3, gon, which means angles, and metric, which means measure. So it's like we're measuring triangles. And a ratio is a comparison of two or more things. Okay, usually two things. So a trigonometric ratio is a comparison of two sides in relation to a particular angle in a right angle triangle. So there are three sides in a right angle triangle. We're going to compare two of those sides in relation to a particular angle. So what are the three trig ratios? The three trig ratios are sine, where sine of the angle is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. We got cosine, where the cos of the angle is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. And we got the tangent, or the tan of the angle is equal to the opposite over adjacent. The easiest way to remember this is SOHCAHTOA. So when you're in an exam and you see a right angle triangle and you need to work out an unknown side or an unknown angle, the first thing I would do is write SOHCAHTOA at the top of the page. That way I can refer to that whenever I have these types of questions. Alright, so now we're going to look at how to find unknown sides in a right angle triangle. So these are the three steps. Label the sides given in relation to the angle given, write the trig ratio, and solve for the unknown side. So let's have a look at question A. We've got 6, which is the hypotenuse. M is opposite the angle given. So this is the angle given to us. So we write O. We only have O and H. So if I were to write SOHCAHTOA at the top of my page, the only one with O and H is sine. So I've got sine of the angle, 22, is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse, m over 6. Now we're up to step 3, where we can solve to find the unknown side. We want to work out what m is equal to. So because it's over 6, we need to get rid of that fraction by multiplying by 6. We just bring that 6 all the way to the front. 6 sine 22 is equal to m. And we can put that into our calculator. m is equal to 6 sine 22, which is equal to 2.25. to 2 decimal places. Let's try question B. First thing I'm going to do is label my sides, the sides that are given to me. Well, we know that 18.41 is the hypotenuse. This D is the adjacent to the angle given. So this is the angle given to us. Adjacent means next to. So it's next to it. The only one in SOHCAHTOA that has A and H is cos. So we have the cos of the angle, 42.73 degrees, is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Now we've got a number in the denominator, so I'm going to bring that out to the front. So we have 18.41 cos 42.73 is equal to D. And we can now put that into the calculator to work out what D is equal to. 18.41 cos 42.73 degrees is equal to 13.52. And that's the 2 decimal places. Have a go with C yourselves. Pause the video, and when you're ready to continue on, just press play. Okay, so here we're going to label x is opposite the angle given. 7.23 is adjacent to the angle given, because we know this is the hypotenuse, but there's nothing here, so I'm not going to use it. The only one with O and A is tan. Okay, and we were to go back up here. The only one with O and A is tan. So I'm going to use tan of the angle, 61 degrees 12 minutes, is equal to opposite over adjacent. Now, because the number's in the denominator, I'm going to bring it all the way to the front. So you have 7.23 tan of 61 degrees 12 minutes is equal to x. And now we can put that into our calculator and see what we get. 7.23 tan of 61 degrees 12 minutes. So remember, you have to use this bubble button for degrees and minutes. Press equals, and we have an answer 13.15 to 2 decimal places. Okay, I'm going to do D with you, and then I want you to try, that should say E and F by yourselves. So for question D, label, we've got hypotenuse, and we have adjacent. So we have cos of the angle, 32 degrees 11 minutes, is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Now you see here that x is in the denominator. Whenever we have a pronumeral in the denominator, we swap these two. So that gives us x on the left hand side is equal to 8.3 over cos of 32 degrees 11 minutes. We can put that in our calculator. 8.3 over cos of 32 degrees 11 minutes. That gives us 9.8. And that's to 1 decimal place. Alright. I'll get you to pause the video here. Have a go with question E and F by yourselves. And when you're ready to check your answers, continue the video. Okay, so question E, I'm going to label this, I've got opposite and adjacent, sorry, not adjacent, hypotenuse. So I've got sine of 42 degrees 9 minutes is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So x is equal to 10.2 over sine of 42 degrees 9 minutes. And we can put that in our calculators. 10.2 over sine of 42 degrees 9 minutes. 15.2. And that's to 1 decimal place. In question F, we have opposite and adjacent, so we're using tan. Tan of the angle, 41.73 degrees, is equal to opposite over adjacent. So I've got my pronumeral in the denominator, so I'm going to swap these. P is equal to 5.6 over tan 41.73 degrees. So let's see what that equals to. 5.6 over tan of 41.73 degrees. 6.28. And that's to 2 decimal places. Alright, so now we know what a trig ratio is. We know what the 3 trig ratios are. We know how to find an unknown side in a right angle triangle. Let's have a look at how to find an unknown angle in a right angle triangle. So steps here are the same. Label the sides given in relation to the angle given. Write the trig ratio and solve for the unknown angle. So here we've got the hypotenuse and we've got adjacent. That's cos. Cos of the angle is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Therefore, the angle is equal to the inverse cos, or arc cos, of 2 over 4. So when we put this in our calculators, we need to press shift, cos. That will give us our inverse, or our arc. 2 over 4, or you could have put in half if you wanted to, is equal to 60. So the angle is equal to 60 degrees. Okay, question B. Label opposite, adjacent. So that's tan. Tan of the angle is equal to opposite over adjacent. Therefore, the angle is equal to the inverse, or the arctan, of 27 over 42. So in our calculators, I'm going to press shift, tan, 27 over 42 equals 32.7 degrees. Now, I'm just going to write 32.74 degrees. That's to 2 decimal places. If the question tells you to round your answer to the nearest degree, then that would be 33 degrees. That's the nearest degree. However, if the question tells you to round it to the nearest minute, we need to press this degrees, minutes, seconds button, or the bubble button. So we tap that. It says 32 degrees, 44 minutes, and 6.81 seconds. So if this 6.81, if the seconds was 30 or more, it's going to round the minutes up because there are 60 seconds in a minute. So any more than half of that rounds the minutes up to 45. Anything less keeps this the same. So this will be 32 degrees and 44 minutes. And that's to the nearest minute. So I'm just going to keep, if I'm getting a decimal answer, I'm just going to keep giving these 3 answers for you so that you can get practice or familiar with how to round your answers, depending on the question. So you don't have to give all 3 answers in every single question, but I'm just writing them here so that you're familiar with what to write. Alright, I'll get you to pause the video. Have a go with these yourselves, and when you're ready, I'll get you to continue playing this video. Okay, so question C, we have the hypotenuse and the opposite. So we've got sine. Sine of the angle is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Therefore, the angle is equal to the arc sine of 1.5 over 3, which is equal to 30 degrees. Now, because that's an exact answer, I don't need to do it to the nearest minute. Okay, question D. We have opposite and we have adjacent. So that is tan. Tan of the angle is equal to opposite over adjacent. So the angle is equal to the arc tan of root 2 over 1.1. The arctan of root 2 over, let's do that again, arctan of root 2 over 1.1, 52.12 degrees. That's to 2 decimal places. If we want it to the nearest degree, we'll just say 52 degrees. That's the nearest degree. If we want it to the nearest minute, we need to press that degrees, minutes, seconds button. 52 degrees and 7 minutes. It's not 8 minutes because that's 24.96 seconds, which is less than 30 seconds. So it stays at 52 degrees and 7 minutes. And that's the nearest minute. Okay, so now you should know how to find an unknown side and an unknown angle in a right angle triangle. And that's it. That's all for this video.